So, most people rely on luck. They hope their employees aren't pasting the company balance sheets into a public chatbot. And I don't like hope. I rely on physics, system. So, welcome back to Systems Over Luck. I'm NICK WILDEBOER, and today we're opening the hood on one of the most dangerous invisible systems and problems probably in your business right now. So, let's start the build. So let me paint you a picture. And I guarantee you, if you run a team of more than 5 people, this is happening in your Slack channels or WhatsApp groups right now. It's Tuesday morning. You have a junior analyst. Let's call him Dave for now. You know, Dave's a great guy. Hard worker, wants to impress you. You ask Dave to summarize the Q3 financial meeting. You know, the one where you discuss the client acquisition cost, the burn rate, and maybe the sensitive lawsuit you're dealing with. Dave looks at the transcript. It's 3 hours long, and he's overwhelmed. He wants to get this done fast so he can show you he's efficient. So, what does Dave do? He clicks on a new tab. He goes to a public AI chatbot, for example, the free version of ChatGPT, and he highlights the entire transcript. Lawsuit details, bank balances, client names, and he hits paste. In that split second, your data just left your building. It traveled across the internet and landed on a server you don't own to train a model you don't control. Like, Dave didn't mean to leak your IP. He isn't a spy. He just wanted to go to lunch early. But now the data is part of the collective intelligence. And you're sitting on a ticking time bomb. And that's what I call shadow AI nightmare. And I'm going to repeat it again. It's a shadow AI nightmare. It's not hackers breaking down your firewall. It's your own people opening the front door from the inside because the door handle you gave them was too hard to turn. So today we're going to fix the door. We aren't going to ban AI because, let's be honest, banning AI is stupid. We're going to engineer a safe harbor. So, I'm present on LinkedIn, my partner Boy too. And here's the common advice you see on LinkedIn. Write a strict AI policy, ban ChatGPT, tell everyone they're fired if they use it. Yeah, that's like a brick wall method. And here's the problem with these walls. People learn to climb. So if you ban AI, you aren't stopping AI usage, you are just driving it underground. You are creating a black market in your own company. So now, not only Dave using AI, but he's doing it on a personal phone, off your Wi-Fi, so IT can't, for example, track him. And that's infinitely that's so much more wrong or worse. So the problem isn't technology, the problem is friction. And a nice metaphor I use quite often is about water. So water always finds the path of least resistance. Always. It's gravity that guarantees it. So picture this. Your employees are the water. So the task, summarizing that meeting, is gravity pulling them down. So the public, the free version of ChatGPT, is a wide open paved channel. It's easy, it's fast. Your current secure process is probably a dam. It's you saying, read it manually, that's a blockage. So water builds up behind the dam until it bursts. And when you tell your team to do it the hard way because it's safer, I would say you're basically fighting physics and you will lose. So the diagnostic is simple. You don't have a security problem, you have a design problem. You haven't built a paved channel that is also safe. You have forced them to choose between safe and slow and risky and fast. And they will choose fast every single time, especially when there's a lot of pressure or when you have to get a lot done. So we need to build a system where the safe way is also the fast way. Okay, let's get into this architecture. How do we solve this? So we need to build, yeah, let's call it a data airlock. Let me think of something. Yeah, a spaceship. You don't just open the door to space. You have like a transition chamber, you know what I mean? So here's space, and here's your spaceship. There's the transition chamber. And that's the control environment. So you give your employees an interface, for example, a wrapper that looks and feels like the AI tools they love, but you control the plumbing underneath. So let's look under the hood. So there are two main ways to access these large language models. One, that's the consumer web interface, and that's the one what Dave was using. So you type in the website. By default, your data can be used to train these models. Eventually, depending on the settings, but it's essentially like a black box. You can't control it. And the second option is the data airlock between the space and your spaceship, where you can control what goes in and what goes out. And that could be like API. Yeah, I think you guys know what API is, but it's an application programming interface. And essentially it's just an industry pipe. It's like the airlock for your business. And the secret with the gurus that they won't tell you is that, yeah, it's super boring, but API has like different rules from the original the website, like ChatGPT.nl or .com. So when you pay for the API, like through OpenAI or via Azure, you're operating under an enterprise agreement. For example, SOC 2 and zero retention. So most major providers have a zero data retention policy for API users. That means when you send data into the model, it processes the answer, sends it back to you, and then poof, it forgets it. It does not use the data to train the next version of the model. And that's the main difference from like the web app application of like chatgpt.com. So the engineering solution is to build your own front door. You have a lot of tools out there. I think the most enterprise way is Azure, has their own AI compatibility stack. But if you're a SME, like a smaller company, you could tools like NHN. That's my favorite automation tool. Or, for example, a simple customized front end. Streamlit is one, and Chainlit is one. Yeah, to build those interfaces yourself with the privacy security on the back end. So in VLNK, we have the following workflow. So the first step is the input. We give the team a simple, for example, a form or an interface that looks friendly and says like, hey, what do you need help with? This could also be integrated into Slack or I don't know in WhatsApp. I think it can, but yeah, just like ChatGPT works. And then the second part is the sanitizer. So before the data even touches the AI, we can run it through a script. We can look for patterns, like in extreme cases could be credit card numbers or social security numbers, specific codes, and if the script sees them, it scrubs them out. It replaces Project Alpha with Project X or Jan Knoppen with Client A. And then the API call. So the sanitized data is sent to the LLM via a private API key, and it sends back the output. So the answer comes back. We reinsert the project names if needed. It's a bit more difficult, but yeah, you can still do it. And then it's delivered back to Dave. So for Dave, it felt exactly like using ChatGPT. But to your compliance officer, it was a sealed, encrypted tunnel. Like you own the pipe, you own the logs, you can see exactly what is being asked. And that's the main difference. So Dave puts all the data in ChatGPT. ChatGPT uses the data in his now publicly accessible. And with this system, just a simple API can fix the whole thing. Or you combine OpenAI with Microsoft Azure. the whole system is controlled by you. And it's a private way of still using the chatbot, but not to share the data. And I've called Azure now a few times. And that's for if you're like really serious to build it yourself. I would say you should host this on Microsoft Azure OpenAI. And that's because Microsoft has spent like billions on compliance. And if you're probably already in the Microsoft ecosystem, you can keep the data within your existing legal boundaries. So it never even touches the public internet in the same way. And that's, I would say, the difference between renting a tool and owning a system. Okay, Nick, that sounds great, but I'm not a coder. So what do I do? Well, you don't need to build a full airlock by Monday, but you do need to stop the bleeding. So here's your implementation script. I want you to call an all hands meeting or send this in for like example, your general Slack channel or your WhatsApp channel or your email, and not in like HR voice. So it's a warning. No, it's just from you as like the manager of the founder. And I've written a script so it may be easier. So for example, you could say, team, let's be honest. I know many of you are using AI tools to get the work done faster. And I want to be clear, I'm not about this. In fact, I love it. And because I want you to be efficient, but we're currently having a dangerous setup. If we paste client data into public tools, we are exposing the company to massive liability. If we leak data, we lose clients. If we lose clients, we can't pay salaries. It's a joke, of course, but yeah. So we are declaring a safe harbor period. I want everyone to tell me what tools you're using and what you're using them for. No one gets in trouble. We just need to map the usage. So starting for next week, we're going to provide you with a paid, secure enterprise seat for our own internal tool. And it will be just as fast, but it will keep our data ours. Until then, please use the anonymized rule. Never use real names, real numbers, or real code in public chat. Change the names to company A, client B before you paste. So if you do it like this way, for example, you don't ban AI. Like you're just supporting it. You're acknowledging the reality, and you validated their desire to be efficient, but you've shifted them from like maybe sneaking around or like doing their best to partnering specifically on security. So if you want like the quick route, I would say you sign up for the team plan or like enterprise plan on ChatGPT and stop using the free version immediately. So 20, 30 euros a month per head is the cheapest insurance policy you will ever buy, in my opinion. And if you're technically inclined, sign up for an NHN instance and connect to an OpenAI API. Create a simple workflow. I've made one. It's like webhook trigger, chat completion, and then responsive. And give that URL to your team. So what does it cost via API? Maybe 50 euros a month in API credits. Depending, of course, on how much you use it. But like compared to like the savings, maybe your reputation. Okay. Now, this is if you want like a super practical way of doing it. So I would say, yeah, you have to inform your team what to do. Also make the topic conversational. Let people tell you about how they're using AI. That's the only way that you can really understand and improve how your company handles AI. And then if you got any further, give them a paid subscription. Tell them they have to hit the toggle that they don't use their data to improve the model, the next version of the model, so that OpenAI can train their data. And if you want to go one step further, I would say just make your own private LLM via API. And if you're serious about it, I would say in Microsoft Azure, combined with OpenAI. That's the best way to do it. Yeah. Okay. But let's go on. Like let's zoom out. Like, why does this even matter? Like, we spent 50 minutes talking about API keys and data retention. And I would say because growth isn't just about making more money, It's about keeping the money you make. So if we're building a company on a foundation of loose data and security leaks, yeah, especially for like smaller businesses, you're not building like this AI side of your business. It's more like you're building the sandcastle. Uh, yeah, and I would say it's pretty scary if the tide comes in. You'll just be losing it all. So when you secure AI architecture, you shift your status. You stop being a vendor who might accidentally leak a strategy doc. You become a partner who can look a Fortune 500 client in the eye and say, yeah, your data is safer with us than it is with you. So that confidence, that is what allows you to charge premium rates. That's what allows you to scale without looking over the shoulder. So I tell this in every podcast episode. Inside System Labs, that's our school community, I dropped a PDF called the AI Safety Protocol, and it includes the exact NHN workflow you can import to build your own private internal chatbot. How long is it going to take you? Probably 25, 30 minutes. No coding required. Yeah, you just need to get your NHN client in, put the workflow in, and then fix your credentials, and then you're in. Yeah, so as I said, it's in the free, it's for free in the community, so go grab it. Yeah, and I want to mention it again, like stop hoping your employees are safe. It's just also way fairer for your employees if you just engineer the system or the protocol that you're using right now, that it is safe, that no one is doubting of it if they're doing things right now. It saves yourselves a lot of headache, and I think your employees as well. Yeah, so I'm thinking that's it for today. If you got some questions about AI safety and AI privacy, please feel free to drop a comment here. I'm also curious because um, I'm writing these podcasts with a script first, because I think it's pretty hard to just talk to a camera and to a microphone for 20 minutes straight. So yeah, I'm now doing this format again. I think I said it in the last podcast episode as well, of just me talking to you guys. Yeah, reading the script, get some more thoughts in. Yeah, don't know if it's my way of doing podcasts for now. I'm also talking to a few guests. I think that's way more enjoyable to get them in and then talk about AI and the systems they use in their business. But for now, I think, yeah, these structured podcasts for now are a nice way to get my thoughts and my ideas and my systems out. But yeah, sometimes it's still a bit, yeah, it's yeah, basically it's just new for me. So sometimes it's bit still a bit like hazy almost, that I can't find the words or say the things that I wanted to say exactly. But yeah, I like it though. I'm learning fast. It's going pretty fast. I like it. So for now, this was Nick Wildeboer. Feel free to leave me a message. I like it if you got some value from this podcast. Also, don't forget to check out the community. Um, I drop all the workflows and etc. in. So that's a nice one. Yeah, hope to see you guys in the next one. And don't forget to start engineering. Bye bye.